torch, we light the night. Our voices roar, our hearts won't bend. We are the ones who will transcend. We are the icons of change, breaking through, never the same. Together we stand, we'll never fall. Our rise is one, stronger than all. We are the voices, we are the flame, lighting the world we will reclaim. With every step we'll rearrange. We are the icons of change. United hearts, we pave the road, carving paths where hope once flowed. Through the darkness, through the pain, we carry dreams, we break the chain. We rise in power, fearless and bold. Our spirit's fire cannot be sold. No more silence, no more fear. The time is now, the change is here. We are the icons of change, breaking through, never the same. We rise above, we break the chains. Standing tall, we lead the way. From the ashes, we ignite a new tomorrow, burning bright. Through every storm, through every fight, we hold the torch, we light the night. Our voices roar, our hearts won't bend. We are the ones who will transcend. We are the icons of change, breaking through, never the same. Together we stand, we'll never fall.
This 2024, Zoe Broadcasting Network Incorporated celebrates 33 years of unwavering commitment to advancing God's kingdom. For over 3 decades, Zoe Broadcasting Network has transformed and uplifted lives in the Philippines and all over the world by producing and broadcasting competitive, creative, informative, and values-oriented content for the glory of God. 33 years of passionate and wholehearted love for God, selfless service, creativity, courage, integrity, excellence, and teamwork. Zoe Broadcasting Network Incorporated remains devoted to becoming the most trusted world-class multimedia network and will continue to be the light for the world and invest in a
Hello, magandang gabi sa inyo lahat and welcome once again to the Icon of Change TV. Yes guys, nandito lang po kami once again, we are the People's Platform and we are here with one of our candidate, of course, that way he airs his voice and tells you his plan for the future. All right, today, this is Engineer Peter, or you can call me Queer Peter James, one of your hosts, and of course, with me is no other than the famous...
I'll take it from there, Kuya Peter.
Yes.
Happy New Year, Kuya Peter. How are you?
I'm doing great, Doc Albert.
And how was your celebration, the holiday celebration?
It's been wonderful so far. All right. Just to introduce our candidate for today that will be sharing himself on the platform. With us is no other than, who do we have today, sir? We have the...
All right, let's put him on board. Can we bring in Dr. Angelo Base? Sir, let me just officially introduce you. Kuya Peter, I'll do the honor. Tonight,
all right, go ahead then. Go ahead.
We're very excited to have with us a very talented leader, a behavioral therapist, an educator, an advocate for justice and community development. He has extensive experiences across many sectors and advocacies, no, in law, education, mediation, and now he's aspiring to serve as a congressman in the first district of Makati, and he has been to a lot of places, giving lectures, trainings, and all that. And we're happy to have him on board. And it's a pleasure to talk and converse with this very active leader. Let's welcome everyone, Dr. Angelo Base. Sir.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for inviting me so I can share my platform and or plans to the Makati Sense of District 1.
All right. Before we start, sir, how are you? How are you today?
I'm very excited.
All right. And how was your Christmas celebration?
Well, I just spent time with the family and eating at home, relaxing.
Okay. Did you gain weight?
Yes, relaxing with the kids.
All
because
right.
nauna na kami vacation before Christmas. So we just spent time together at home.
All right. And then you're back to the campaign trail, no? How is your campaign going?
Well, I'm utilizing the benefits of social media for now.
Good.
Dahil siyempre limited pa yung ating galaw.
Yes.
Because hindi pa formal nag-i-start yung campaign period.
Thank God there's this platform, Icon for Change, no? Kasi you'll be heard not only in Makati but across the world.
That is true.
Yes, thank you.
But before we go in, maybe I can just have a starter with what to expect to all our guests out there here. So in this session, guys, Dr. Angelo E. Base will actually be discussing, number one, his vision for addressing inequality through accessible education and legal reforms. Number two, he would also be discussing importante, guys, ng mental health advocacy and the role in building resilience communities. Let's not forget he's also the founder and managing director of BCIDP, Palad ng Diyos Foundation Philippines, spearheading initiative for community empowerment and support. He would also be sharing his plans to promote sustainable development, especially sa Makati and Lampas, guys. And lastly, the transformative power of meditation and alternative dispute resolution and resolving conflict. All of this agenda makes me so excited, Dr. Albert. I think I'll give it to you to start with the question so the people can enjoy what he has to say.
Okay, Dr. Angelo, would you like to explain, all these issues that were raised by Kuya Peter? Sir, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kuya Peter, it's mediation, not meditation.
Mediation. Yes.
That's fine. Of course, my platform or my advocacy is the family, unang-una, family, then business, then education. Education would be also training people how to discover their skills, and so they can be self-reliant. Okay, that's the, and also labor and human rights are my advocacies. So kailangang matutunan ng mga Pilipino yung kanilang rights, yung kanilang mga dapat ma-enjoy as a citizen. Kasi obviously hindi naman naituturo lahat yung ating Bill of Rights from the Constitution. So this is very important for every citizen to know that they have these different rights that they can enjoy. And sa tagal na ng Constitution natin, since 1987, hindi naman nagbago hindi naman bumaba yung ating crime rate, hindi naman bumaba yung ating social ills because of the lack of knowledge of Filipinos na may mga yung kapwa natin that we also have to protect, hindi lang rights natin. Kaya pag na-violate yung rights ng iba, ang ini-insist ng Pilipino sa observation ko, yung kanyang rights. Pero yung rights ng kapwa niya, hindi niya hinaayaan or hindi niya pinapayagan na ma-enjoy din ng kapwa niya yung kanyang rights. Kaya nagkakaroon ng clash. Kaya tumataas ang ating crime rate, tumataas ang ating violence sa kalye, at yung social ills, ganun din. Maraming nadideprive ng kanilang rights. Also, yung sa labor sector, kailangan din nating ayusin yan kasi obviously, hindi nagmamatch yung minimum wage ng tao sa expenses, no? Ang taas ng expenses natin, yung living expenses sa Maynila. Most of the people coming from the provinces are transferring to NCR because nandito yung mas malaking minimum wage. Kaya magandang magkaroon ng limitation, yung bang pag nandun ka sa province, dapat yung opportunity mo nandun din, equal. Hindi mo kailangan magbiyahe, hindi mo kailangan lumayo sa pamilya mo para you can spend more time to your kids, to your wife, the children, to the family. So, parang sa meron ding state, bawat state, people can get their opportunity in the state. So, kung mapalaganap natin yung idea na yan, yung concept na yan through the enactment of particular law, malaking tulong to sa ating mga Pilipino, sa ating mga kababayan. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for sharing your ideas regarding that. I have some questions here, no? Doc.
Sige po. Sige po.
Focus tayo dun sa distrito mo. Okay? What are your top 3 legislative agenda specifically for your... I think you're running for 1st district, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, dun sa distrito mo, sir, anong plano mo? Legislative plans mo for your district? To be specific.
Well, I will create a law or policy that will give us the power to create an institution that will shelter, no? Parang shelter that will house the victims of social ills, yung victims ng abuse, victims ng poverty, where we would have a resident psychologist or psychiatrist or lawyers inside to help them to make them functional members of the society, no? Isa yan sa na pag sinabi mo kasing Makati, dapat ang assumption ng mga tao, dapat yung mga citizens diyan mayaman, may kaya, or middle class man lang, di ba? Hindi yung mas marami mahihirap kaysa doon sa mayayaman. So that's one thing, to matulungan sila ng shelter, ng institusyon, to help them become functional members of the society. Basta ang target ko talaga kasi starting from the family, then sa edukasyon, in labor and human rights. Ma-reduce yung ating social ills by having foods on the table, clothes on their back, shelter over their heads. Yan ang basic needs kasi ng tao eh. Yung hindi sila ma-maintain for several years na mahirap pa rin. Maraming ayuda binibigay ang gobyerno or tulong or material things, pero hindi nagbabago yung buhay. So, for the last 2 or 3 decades, no, the same status pa rin ng buhay. Laging dependent sa gobyerno. So, I want to make some programs na makakatulong na ma-develop yung personality ng bawat citizens, ng bawat individual. At matutunan nila yung mga kaya nilang gawin as a human being. Actually, with all the biblical concepts that I have learned, iba talaga pag pinasok mo yung biblical ideas, yung wisdom ng Bible, ano? If pag pinasok natin sa ating mga law, the people will see the benefits, the positive effects ng pagsunod sa sinasabi ng Bible. So, I'm not representing any religion or any religious advocacy, but this is very important na maipasok natin yung mga wisdom, tested philosophies for centuries na nasubukan na talaga. For example, yung kay Confucius, di ba? You give a man a fish and he will live for a day. But teach him how to fish and he will survive. He will live for a lifetime. Ganun ang dapat na ginagawa natin. Everybody ay natuturuang maging self-reliant sa kanyang sarili. Yeah.
All right. Sir, if I may ask, Doc, is this your first time to seek an election for public office?
Yes, first time.
Oh, okay. And, looking at your profile, ang dami mong nagawa, no? You've been giving out lectures. You're everywhere.
Opo.
Kasi nga, nagbigay ka ng lecture. Ang tanong ko, bakit mo ninanais pumasok sa public office as an elected officer?
Marami na nakakalimutang batas, ano? Na kasi nagsisimula ang culture sa batas eh. So if you want to create a good culture, we must have good law. Mas effective na law na tested from other countries, tested na rin for centuries, na hindi pa natin natatry. Kasi wala namang improvement talaga na nangyari sa most voters ng Makati. Nakita ko yung may hirap pa din. Kaya yung ating distribution ng mga ayuda, talagang kailangan ma-monitor, ma-check yung nag-a-avail, kung gagraduate dapat sila diyan, no? Hindi maging fully dependent sa gobyerno. Kasi if everybody or majority ay middle class, which is the goal of BBM, ano, by 2028. Kung middle class most of the Filipinos, kaya hindi lang sa Makati ang dream ko, nationwide dapat talaga ko ballot ito. Pero unahin ko sa district na 1 ng Makati. If majority na naninirahan sa Makati District 1 ay high class and middle class, the government can get more taxes and can develop more infrastructure, makaka-focus yung gobyerno sa pag-improve ng ating community. Paglalagay ng mga parks na para sa families, paglalagay ng skyway sa mga traffic areas, no? Marami tayong pwedeng magawa sa funds na mas makukuha natin when social ills are reduced, no? Ano ba yung social ills na yan? Yung mga teenage pregnancy na walang katapusan, no? merong training na kailangan matutunan ang parents talaga, no? Para maalagaan, masubaybayan yung kanilang mga anak. Ano pa? Yung mga violence against women and children, no? Crime. Yung crime, siyempre, dahil sa pagiging gutom ng tao, yung basic needs hindi na meet. That's why mataas ang crime. And also yung mga marriage breakdowns. So, pag nasusuyod namin yung mga barangay, teaching the parents to be more responsible sa kanilang role as parents, we can produce functional children in the society, in the next generation. Kaya nga today, in this generation, hindi mo na makita halos na sobrang values educated ang ating kabataan because naging busy ang magulang sa paghanap buhay, sa pag-meet ng needs, dahil nga maliit ang minimum wage, hindi sapat para sa ang ideal talaga about family according to studies is 2 children. Parents tapos 2 children. 4 members of the family ang required ng pamilya para maging 130,000. Last year, it was only 120,000. Now, it has become 130,000. So, how do you achieve that as husband and wife kung marami kang anak? At the same time, yung income, wala pa sa kalahati. Diba? So, kailangan ma-address yung mga bagay na yan. Na may mga paraan din para hindi ma-force yung gobyerno to spend more in ayudas or just making them dependent in the government. Kaya for the last 38 years, hindi talaga nag-improve ang buhay ng Pilipino. Despite the existence of so many law, no? Pakarami nating batas na bawat uupo, nag-a-amend, pero wala naman ding improvement na nangyayari. Bakit? Kasi yung unang-una, hindi naman ganun katalas yung ngipin ng enforcement agencies natin, yung mga ahensya na nagpapatupad niya. Pangalawa, yung idea o yung concept, hindi yung tamang concept hindi na ipapasok. Kaya for every lawmaker na papasok, mag-aamen, hindi na-address yung totoong solusyon sa problema. Kaya dapat matutukan natin yun by using time-tested principles na tested na rin ng ibang bansa. Yun.
Alright. Wow. Thank you for sharing, sir. And sa dami ng na-offer mong solutions, naniniwala ka na the best way for you to offer this solution is to enter Congress?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes, sir. Dahil hindi rin sapat na basta gagawa ka lang ng yung maging philanthropist ka lang, hindi sapat eh. Kasi lalo na kung yung gumagawa mismo ng mga batas are not using the time-tested principles coming from the Bible. Mm-hmm. And not only that, coming from the philosophers who have seen this before.
All right.
No, nakita na nila itong mga problema na to. They have experienced the same problems and they seriously adopted the correct solutions, pero tayo hindi.
All right.
Hindi
Sir,
pa.
Medyo mag-i-step backward lang ako. How's the local politics in Makati to your assessment?
Local politics generally peaceful naman dito except for some division. Yun lang naman. And for alam niyo naman siguro for decades it was controlled by just one family. Okay. And it was generally manageable before, no? It looks like ngayon may magkalabang pamilya. Yeah.
All right. And sir, siguro naman alam natin, no, Makati has consistently been named as one of the top LGUs in the country, di ba?
Yes. Just one, yeah. Just one. Marami pa ring iba.
Yeah, one of the top LGUs, so in terms of fiscal autonomy, governance, education, emergency response, and among others, ano?
Yes.
And I think it has always been benchmarked by other LGUs, di ba?
Opo.
So, now you're positioning yourself as a congressman for the first district because you're saying that, marami pang dapat gawin sa Makati. Tama po ba?
Dami pa. Sobra. Marami tayong na-miss. Marami
tayong... You're telling the people of Makati right now that the solution to all these problems that you're saying is that you should be put in Congress.
Yes.
That's very clear to you and very clear to the people.
Correct po.
Maybe Doc Albert, I can come in with one question here because based on what pardon me, Doc Albert, based on what Doc Angelo said, I want to ponder on what he said as a youth. I want to speak on behalf of the youth and as a professor as well because I also have meron yung mga nagturo po ko nandito po sa Pinas po. So my question po, because I see that you're an educator, you are a theologist, you're a dean po as well, you're a teacher, you're a philanthropist. So I'm just curious po from my perspective, because you talk more about adopting principles that are working from other cultures, diba? From other countries. Sir. Now, what about the conservation of the Filipino people? Because this is something we cannot losing the main identity of Philippines, but meanwhile you're solving the problem. Now, how does that change, or how do you tend to not derail from that aspect? Because take a look at the Philippines today. Philippines yesterday, during the time of the Jose Rizal, during the time of the Jose P. Laurel, it's not the same Philippines today. You guys, the Philippines has gone beyond. Nowadays, Filipinos are trying to be like AKA the Americans. Diba? So how can you bring solutions without making the Philippines lose their main identity as a Filipino?
Well, the identity will remain the same, no? Will remain to be Filipino. Because our only problem naman talaga is just the change of mindset. Okay. Yung mentality ng mga Pilipino ang problema talaga, not actually the identity. The mentality that we have learned or transferred to us from generations to generations, yun ang dapat mabago. No? It's very crucial din na yung Pilipino should believe in himself. Wala sa abroad ang kapalaran ng tao. It's here. Magamit lang ng tama yung resources, matutunan lang niya yung skill na nararapat para sa kanya, ma-discover lang niya yung identity niya, he will survive. He will make enjoy the comforts of life. It will follow, no? Ma-change lang yung mentality, maniwala lang sa sarili niya yung Pilipino, marami siyang pwedeng magawa. At pag nagawa na niya na yan, ma-discover niya who he is, the things that he needs will just follow automatically. Yun ang kailangan mauna, yung change of mentality.
Thank you, sir. Doc, you're running against 2 other candidates, right?
Yes, sir.
And I think you're running against the incumbent vice mayor. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct, sir.
Now, I think right now a lot of citizens of Makati are tuned in, makikinig sila, no, even or live, or they can go back to this interview. Yeah. I'd like to ask a very direct question. What makes you a better candidate for you to be in Congress to represent the first district of Makati?
Being a lawmaker kasi kailangan ng masusing pag-aaral, masusing examination ng solusyon sa problema. So that's actually the job of a lawmaker. So kung hindi nag-improve ang buhay ng majority citizens, it only means mayroong hindi na-address. Kung naging dependent all this time ang mga citizens, mayroong problemang hindi na-address. So that must be addressed. They must enjoy life para yung gobyerno mas makafocus sa development ng ating bansa, mas makafocus sa pagpapaganda ng community. But basta the goal should be to enlighten or gawing magaan, no? To lighten and to make comfortable lives for every citizen in the district.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe Doc Albert, I can hit in one question here. I want to move to something else, if that's okay, Doc Albert.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. Doc Angelo Bobase po. This question is, you are the dean, based on your profile, you are the dean. I don't know if you're still the dean of the Pearl of the Orient Theology Seminary and College Incorporated. Is that correct? Okay.
Correct.
Now, what do you think is wrong with our education system today in the Philippines? And what are your solutions?
Well, the wrong education in our country is we are being given or we are being doubted. Yung bang kinakikreate ng doubt sa mga Pilipino, yung mga wrong curriculums. Okay? Lalo na yung part na the evolution, dapat nawawala sa nawawala sa curriculum natin yan. Hindi na dapat pinagdududa yung mga kabataan sa tunay na personality niya as a human being and who created him. No? Dapat nawawala yan sa curriculum natin. And also yung values education. It must be maituro siya ng tamang teacher. No?
Okay.
Dapat yung nagtuturo ng values education should also be a role model.
Okay, the correct teacher. Yes.
Yeah, the correct teacher. Hindi pwedeng sa harapan ng mga bata, magaling siya pagtalikod niya, hindi naman ina-apply yung kanyang tinuturo. So that's one. That's very important. Pangatlo, yung part na kailangan malaman ng bawat citizens sa Makati, sa District 1, yung kanilang kakayahan na magnegosyo, kakayahan na yung skills development, importante yan. Kasi paano ka makaka-produce or sustain your family members kung hirap na hirap ka mag-produce from your own? No? How can you be productive as a husband or as a father kung ikaw mismo hirap na hirap ka mag-produce even para sa sarili mo, yung pagkain mo, pagdamit mo, problema mo na, di ba? Every husband or father should know that, should learn how to do that, how to discover themselves. That's very important. So, yun po yung aming mandate sa school, yung sa Pearl of the Orient. I'm also teaching the Bill of Rights there, rights ng mga Pilipino, na dapat na-enjoy din ng bawat isa para walang gulo, walang dispute. Kasi tumataas ang cases sa korte just because of ignorance. Na right niya to, bakit ko bina-violate? Because walang idea tungkol doon eh. So nababiolate talaga yung rights ng kapwa niya because no idea about it. Kaya naturo sa barangay pa lang, kakaroon ng mga seminar weekly at nire-require lahat na umattend, maintindihan din, malaking tulong. No? Malaking tulong yan. Lalo na kung magsisimula sa bawat family. Yeah.
Doc Angelo, maybe what about on the issue of Makati being one of the most known region in one of the first cities when I came to the Philippines 2014 15 was one of the cities I got to see the beauty of Philippines was actually Makati. I was like, wow, is this Philippines? And I thought Philippines was so parang dirty. When I first came here, I studied here. I studied here, had my second degree and all that stuff, and Master Al-Din. And I'm working in the Philippines. So now I'm asking, parang, one of the problems we encounter, I wouldn't say it's a general problem hanggang ngayon. And since you're saying going to the Congress will actually be the best solution, how do you plan to tackle? Because the issue of traffic, we've been asking people this simple question. 2 questions. Number 1, the issue of traffic and the issue of infrastructure. It's a big issue. Makati is gradually becoming, as a matter of fact, it is already congested. That is number 1. It is already congested. We're just waiting for the next level. And there are many studies that actually the congestion of Makati is actually one of the main causes of traffic. Now, how do you plan to keep Makati as one of the top cities in the world? That's number 1. Maintaining the morale, maintaining the infrastructures, and making it one of the top cities. You know how rich it is. And number 2, how do you plan to manage the traffic leaving and entering Makati?
Okay. Without exception to the other cities or neighboring cities, traffic din naman ang problem nila. No? They also have the same problem, overpopulation. Because of the overpopulation, uncontrolled population, unmanaged population, people are nagiging schizophrenic. I would call that schizophrenic because of the stress level, ang taas ng stress level. Everybody is competing for food. Everybody is competing for time. No? Right. Nagmamadali lahat. Anong ibig sabihin? No? Because everybody wants to have food on the table pag uwi nila sa bahay for their families. Di ba? Yan naman ang ugat talaga niyan eh. Dahil sa taas na populasyon, everybody is competing for jobs or for employment or even yung mga riders natin talagang nag-uunahan yan na makarami ng deliveries. No? Halos pinapatay na yung sarili nila, hindi na nagpapahinga, hindi na natutulog, na konti na lang yung panahon na binibigay nila sa family nila. No? The population must be managed. No? Kailangan maturuan ng bawat magulang, mag-asawa, kung paano mag-manage ng pamilya. Hindi yung gawa lang ng bata. No? Now, yung traffic, since it is a Metro Manila problem, the MMDA agency is the one tasked to solve this traffic issue in Metro Manila. So I'm sure they are getting the right people to head that agency, to manage that department. Kaya ang pwede rin natin maitulong sa law, paggawa ng law, is to help every family manage their children. I'm not saying na we do drastic decisions on this, pero yung enjoyment kasi nito not for today, but for the next generations. Mahirap nang i-correct itong nandito ngayon because it's a result of mismanagement on the part of some parents na hindi masustain yung needs ng family. This is also a mismanagement on the part of every individual na nakikipag-compete araw-araw sa daan, sa trabaho, sa oras, sa pagkain, etc. So this is all the result of mismanagement. So kung makakagawa tayo ng law that will teach them how to organize their respective lives, naku, the next generations, yung mga anak natin ang mag-e-enjoy nito nung ginagawa natin ngayon. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. quickly say this. If you guys, yung mga tao po nandito po guys, kung may tanong po kayo guys, can you go ahead and put it on the comment section, okay? If you have question for our Doc Angelo Ibase, he is running for the 1st District of Congressman sa Makati. Go ahead, put your questions on the chat sections, and so Dr. Angelo can answer all your questions. Doc Albert, one last question, and I'll give you the floor back to you, okay?
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm so excited for all of this because it's Makati. I love Makati so much. And I want to see that place shine better and better. And hopefully the people of the Philippines can also see and embrace all of this. Sir, let's talk about corruption po sa Makati. I know you know of the most recent case, the recent one in the grafting that was filed on April 1st. I hope you remember that one. I think April or May, or March rather. There was a case last year. Grafting. Now, my question is based on the issue of corruption. Po, it's a beautiful city, but corruption is still something that persists in the city, and it has one of the highest GDP. Gross in the whole Philippines, one of the highest in the Philippines. What would you do different? I know eliminating corruption is difficult, but what would you tell the people that you would do? What would you tell the people that you would be doing different that will reduce or bring this corruption rate to the minimal?
Well, the system should be monitored. Kasi pag may lapses, doon nagkakaroon ng chance ng corruption, ano? If there are lapses in the system, lalo na kung pwedeng patagalin, kasi ang dami na nating law tungkol dyan, ano? Para lang ma-prevent ang corruption, including the ARTA law, including the ethical standards for government employees, blah, blah, blah. We have thousands of law already just to prevent this corruption. Pero hindi naman yan nasasawata because may pinalaki yung magulang na isang anak na hindi tunuruan na bawal magnakaw. Okay? May isang bata na hindi tinuruan ng magulang at lumaki siya, napunta sa gobyerno, hindi siya naturuan ng magulang na bawal magnakaw ng perang hindi iyo. Okay? So if we will promote preventing corruption, talagang it will start from the childhood. Yung hanggat bata yung tao, turuan na natin. Para bago maupo yan, dala-dala niya yung kanyang karakter na nasubukan na, time-tested, talagang hindi yan nagnakaw from the start because naturuan ng tama ng kanyang magulang. Presently, if you want to address that corruption, you can just use the existing law, the ARTA law, etc. Pwedeng gamitin yan, kasuhan, para matuto at hindi parisan. No, hindi gayahin ng iba. Ganun. Kasuhan natin.
Thank you, Doc Base.
Yes.
Moving forward, thank you, Kuya Peter. Now, the 19th Congress is currently facing a lot of challenges. Okay, lagi silang nasa TV, almost every day. Minsan nga more than 6 hours per day. And a lot of people are very critical of the current Congress. This Congress is doing a lot of investigations. Well, supposedly in aid of legislation. Okay, a lot of people are saying a lot of all these investigations are not really in aid of legislation, but in aid of election. Yung sa Pogo, yung EJK, of course, yung impeachment and all that. Your intention is to join the 20th Congress. Okay.
Yes.
And hopefully, if God will allow you, give you the opportunity to serve in Congress, do you think a lot of all these issues na maiiwanan sa 19th Congress, sa tingin mo ba madadala yan sa 20th Congress na you will be part of, God willing? What do you think, Doc?
Basta makita ko na yung proposal or yung pending bill ay naka-align sa God standards, then we will have no problem about it. Basta naka-align lang, I will support it. Pero kung ungodly yung measure, ungodly yung bill, then we will have problems. You are a Bible-based station. I know you know what I'm talking about. Alam nyo ang effect ng hindi pagsunod sa God's standards.
In relation to that, Doc, in relation to that, yung legalizing divorce has now been in the final reading nung May of last year sa Congress, no? Nasa final reading na yung absolute divorce. Buti na lang hindi pa umusad, ano? But following your discussion about the God standards and the biblical principles, if God will ever make you to the Congress come next election, what will you do to make sure that this divorce bill will not, move any further and become a law?
Well, kung the same bill yung tapos na siya, no? Na-discuss na siya,
Reading
nakapasa
na
na siya, no? Final reading. Ang susunod na kasi diyan Senate.
Yes,
no?
yes.
Senate. At since hindi naman siya dinideliberate pa sa Senate, hindi siya priority kasi, ano? And also, pagdating ng Malacanang, I don't think that will be approved by BBM. So from the start naman, I told my position already. I'm against divorce, no? From the start when I filed my candidacy, because it will not help. Hindi siya kailangan actually, no? It will not help the next generations. Kaya kung puro ignorante lahat yung mga susunod na mag-aasawa, then they will really need this divorce. Kaya lang kung available, magpapatuloy yung ignorance natin because there's an available law for them to benefit from pag ayaw na nila sa isa't isa, which is not good, no? And you will see divorce ang crime rate. Ang taas ng crime rate. Hindi lang nila dinidivulge yun sa ibang bansa. But you will check, you will see, you will be surprised na ang taas ng crime rate nila because of fatherless homes. The effects of divorce are very serious to us. It will affect you, it will affect your children. Yung crime talagang tataas. Yun nga lang crime ngayon, hindi na natin ma-manage.
Doc
How much more? Yeah.
Doc Base, are you saying na you would rather propose a substitute law instead of the divorce, that there is something else that we can do to avoid divorce? Are you saying na there is a substitute law that you'd like to propose instead of just getting into divorce right away?
Yes, the law that I will propose will start from the beginning. Bago mag-create ng institusyon yung tao, bago mag-asawa yung tao, there must be a law teaching them the principles of marriage. Alam niyo ba sa mandatory, yes. Mandatory. Hindi yung after na. Kasi pag after na, ang hirap ng gamutin yan eh. Kaya dapat mabawasan yung stress level ng mag-asawa. So, sa umpisa pa lang, papaalam mo na sa kanila, ano ang rights ng asawa mo? Ano ang rights din ng asawa mo? Yan ang kailangan mong gawin. Pag hindi mo kayang i-meet, then think about it well. Tutuloy ba kayo sa kasal or hindi? Hindi pwedeng bigay lang tayo ng bigay ng marriage license. They should learn the true meaning of marriage. Alam niyo ba sa Vatican, I have a friend na priest based in Vatican na ang pre-marriage counseling nila doon, called pre-Kena, ay umaabot ng almost 6 months. Kaya habang bumababa yung 6 months, habang nagtatagal silang umaattend doon, nababawasan yung mga couples na gusto mag-asawa. Maybe they are realizing na hindi yata para sa akin yung marriage. Totoo naman, not everybody is capable of doing their roles as husband and wife. Not everybody is born for marriage. Si Jesus Christ mismo nagsabi niya. Not everybody can accept the roles or duties of husband and wife. Hindi lahat.
All right.
Kaya kailangan matutunan yan sa umpisa pa lang.
Doc, nakita ko yung profile mo, no? And over the years, you've been doing counseling and mediation.
Yes.
Are you saying that the knowledge grew in you now based on all these years of looking at the problems of couples, and now you're saying you're building on some legislative plans to put up so that divorce becomes inconsequential?
Yes.
Because there's a better way of dealing with that problem.
Yes, hindi mo na siya kakailanganin, no? Hindi mo na kakailanganin yung divorce na yan because it will only destroy you, your spouse, and your children. It will destroy everybody else in the family. So what you need is wisdom. Kailangan ma-develop yung wisdom. Yun ang supreme sa lahat eh. Diba?
Doc, how do you legislate wisdom?
it will create the culture of good habits. Okay? When you put wisdom in law, it will create good attitude for every citizen who will follow that law. Kasi ang nagiging, yung mga civil laws natin, yung walang criminal liability, they just shrug their shoulders. Ano? Wala naman akong, hindi naman ako ikukulong dyan eh. So it would be optional for me if I will follow that or not. Di ba? They just shrug their shoulders, then don't follow it even though nakasulat na. Kaya yung past lawmakers natin gumawa ng mga batas criminalizing the some parts of the law na hindi siya nabigyan ng criminal liability. Kaya nilagyan nila ng criminal law about it, just like the Vowsy law, the anything that is about non-support, no? Psychological violence, etc. Kaya nabuo yung Vowsy law because the Filipino couples are just relaxed, no? Very relaxed. Pag ayaw na, ihiwalay na lang because hindi naman siya makukulong, no? I actually wrote a book about that. So if you will just check it, I will send the link to Justin. Meron akong book na ginawa, nasa malayo lang yung sample. Tamang guide sa pakikipaghiwalay or pag-preserve ng marriage. I released that 2 years ago. And naka-outline lahat dyan yung mga bagay dapat matutunan ng Pilipino, bawat Pilipino. Yung para later on, magkaroon siya ng change of mentality, change of mindset, na pinasok ko tong obligasyon na to, I have to know my roles so I can effectively do this position or role as a father or as a husband or a wife. Kaya kung mababasa nila lahat yun, I incorporated all the related laws that are not effective, no? Kahit na family code natin kulang yan, kailangan kumpletuhin, ayusin, that even the meaning of marriage ay hindi naintindihan ng maraming kababayan. It has to be explained well. Education. Diyan nauuna talaga yung ating improvement or success. It must start from better education and understanding. Yeah. So, pag in-apply ng tao 'yon, no? Kasi wisdom means applied science. So, pag in-apply ng tao 'yon, doon siya magiging wise. Doon makikreate yung wisdom, no? If they would understand from the right teacher, from the right teaching, yung true meaning ng marriage, true meaning ng family code, true meaning ng rights and obligations of spouses, then wisdom will follow. No? First, knowledge, then understanding, wisdom will follow. And as I've said, wisdom is applied science. When we say applied science, ibig sabihin, tines, in-apply, pinractice, at na-prove na tama at totoo. Alright. Because beneficial sa kanyang buhay.
Alright. Napakagaling na congressman ni Doc Abante, no? I think you'll be doing a lot of good lectures sa mga fellow congressista, no? Dahil kailangan
hindi po Abante, Base.
Opo, I mean, Dr. Base, I'm sorry. Ang sabi ko, you'll be doing a lot of good lecturing siguro sa mga fellow congressman mo pagdating ng panahon. I'll go to my last question, Kuya Peter, ha?
Go ahead,
kasi kulang na tayo sa oras. Dr. Base, nabanggit mo kanina yung tupad, yung AIX, yung AKAP, no? And then some people are calling now that this is the new pork barrel. And according to Mayor Magalong, no, lately nasa social media siya, LGUs and lawmakers are now taking advantage of this ayuda program, no? And in fact, some congressmen are claiming it to be their own money from their own pockets and all that. Now, what's your take on this? Para sa iyo ba, gusto mong tanggalin na yung mga ayuda, AIX, tupad, AKAP para wala nang mga ayuda program na inaabuso naman ng mga nanunungkulan sa gobyerno? What's your take on this?
Well, it can be removed slowly. Hindi pwedeng biglain yan. Ang bawat kumukuha o nakikinabang must benefit them well to the family members. As I've said kanina, kailangan graduate eh. Kailangan magkaroon ng graduation talaga. At kung sino yung susunod na family member who expects to receive it also must be recognized, no? Until everybody in the family excel in their life. Hindi pwedeng pati mga anak-anakan nun mag-benefit din doon. There must be a time na i-stop yun sa kanilang family line, no, sa lineage nila. Hindi pwedeng pati mga apo, no, dependent. Kasi the moment na nag-improve na yung buhay ng mga magkakapatid or maging pamilya, maging parents din sila, ready na sila to sustain the needs of the people na pinroduce nila, no? Hindi pwedeng tuloy-tuloy na para bang dynasty, no? Na buong angkan nakinabang sa ayuda. How about yung iba naman, 'di ba? Na umaasa din diyan, 'di ba? It's supposed to be a temporary help, not a lifetime assistance.
Okay. So by the time we see you in Congress, you will be vocal about gradually phasing out this ayuda program.
Yes.
Okay.
Gradually.
Gradually. All right. I think that's very clear to us and especially to the people of Makati dahil ang Makati isa yan sa sinasabing mayaman pero marami ding mahirap diyan, no? Extreme ang Makati. No? The super rich and the super poor.
Yeah. Kaya pag 'di ba even before pag narinig mo yung place na Makati, uy, mayaman lugar 'yan. Pero ngayon hindi mo na masasabi ang confidently because dumami yung mahihirap.
Oo. Kasi kung puro mayaman diyan, di wala na dapat diyan mga libreng pa-ospital, libreng edukasyon, ano? Kasi mayayaman.
Yes.
Kaya maraming libre diyan dahil maraming hindi kayang mag-afford.
Tama.
Ng gamot, ng ospital.
Yes.
Well, pero Doc, base, no, incidentally, I'd like to tell you that Abigail Binay, Mayor Abigail Binay, estudyante ko yan dati sa UP Los Baños when she was in college.
That's good to know po.
Oo, estudyante ko yan. And, well, of course, you know, ano naman yan, that was like 90s pa yan, estudyante ko siya.
Wow.
I think that was in 1992. And then she became a mayor. Actually, estudyante ko pa lang siya noon, magaling na talaga yan. But putting that aside, Doc, nasa last minutes na tayo ng ating pag-uusap. Would you like to, now that imagine that the people of Makati are listening to you right now, they can go back to this. I can send this to my friends in Makati, you know, First District. I can send this tape interview and then I will ask them to listen to you. Because here's a good man with a good heart, with a good vision. Can you, in the last few minutes that's remaining, can you convince the people of Makati that you are the best person to lead the First District as their congressman?
Okay. Kailangan natin tanongin yung sarili natin, ano? Makati Sense, District 1. Kontento na ba tayo na hanggang doon na lang ba tayo na yung kaya ito lang, to address the social ills through government support or ayuda, kontento na ba tayo na yung buhay natin hanggang doon lang? Na hanggang umaasa lagi sa tulong ng iba. Dapat magkaroon ng katapusan yung paghingi natin ng tulong sa ibang tao or sa gobyerno. Para yung gobyerno, they can do their job improving our communities. As I've explained kanina, improving our transport system, no? Improving our roads, no? Kasama sa goal natin, every human being desires a good life, no? Hindi nyo pwedeng itanggi yan. Nakadikta yan sa inyong, nakatemplate yan sa inyong human side as a human being. You want a good life, you want a better life, let's do something about it. Wag lang tayong huminto, wag lang tayong makontento kung ano meron tayo. Because there's something better na kayang i-offer once we discovered our identity, our true identity, the skills that we can do for the people. Yung if we also learn to care for one another instead of violating the rights of other people, mas magiging maganda yung mundong ating ginagalawan, yung ating komunidad na tinitirahan. Hindi ka mag-aalala sa pagtulog mo. Makakatulog ka na mahimbing if everybody in the community is respecting our respective rights. Okay? Kaya huwag tayong makontento lang sa ganitong klase ng buhay. There's something more to it. Mas marami tayong may enjoy. Kung everybody, every member of the family, bawat tahanan would discover what they can do, what they can offer. No? The laws that I will make in Congress will create more opportunities for you to discover more about yourself. Training programs, livelihood programs, hindi po natin titigilan yan. Every barangay, pupuntahan natin para masiguro na yung problema doon pa lang sa loob ng tahanan na hindi na-address sa barangay, hindi na makarating sa korte. No? Doon pa lang aayusin na natin. Because the solutions talaga ay absent kapag hindi mo natutunan. No? Someone must tell you before kayo makarating sa korte. Somebody must help you realize that there are other solutions na tama at applicable para sa inyong dalawa. Keep your relationship because lahat naman ng kaso sa korte dahil sa unmanageable emotions, no? Hindi na manage na emotions niya kaya sooner or later sisisi na sa gastusin, sa bayad sa lawyer, etc. It's all about preserving relationship inside the home. Pag sa business naman, you should preserve your business relations with your investors, with your clients, with your customers. No? Kailangan ma-preserve talaga yung relationship. We all need to learn how to preserve relationships. And if we have good laws from Congress, ang tao susunod na lang pagka nakasulat na But there must be direct monitoring or supervision to those people enforcing the law. Kailangan magkaroon ng guidance. So, bibisitahin natin bawat barangay. Magkakaroon po tayo ng mga consultants, psychiatrists, or lawyers to help fix their problems bago po umakyat sa korte. Para yung akit na kaso sa korte, yun lang mga talagang malaking usapin ang pinagtatalunan. Minor cases should not reach the court anymore. That's all.
Wow.
All right.
All right. Well said. Well, I just to say, aside from being an educator, aside from getting the vibe of being an educator, I also get the vibe of a philosopher from him when he talks, and I think that also comes from him because he's also a theologist. That is why I can also get that feeling from him. Anyway, thank you so much to our wonderful, of course, one of our candidates running for the first commissioner, first district rather, for Congressman of Makati City. And of course, just to say a little bit about our beloved host, our beloved candidacy for today, Dr. Base. Of course, his unique combination of professional and personal experiences has provided us valuable insights in his approach, of course, to governance and public services, right? And of course, his story today, because all that he has shared is a story that he wished that it will come true. And it's a power of leadership rooted, let's not forget that it's rooted in compassion, integrity, and of course, he is planning to bring in innovation. Whether you are an advocate for mental health, guys, one of the most pressing issues in the community today, a prominent of educational reform, or a concerned citizen of Makati or of the Philippines, we hope that this session has actually inspired and challenged you to rethink critical issues, especially for the future of the Philippines. Thank you so much once again, sir. Angelo,
thank you.
We're so glad to have you. Let's not forget, guys, that it will continue to be the Icon of Change TV, where every candidate have the privilege and of the chance to share their opinion, to freely share their voice. If you still have questions for Dr. Angelo Base, please go to the chat box, put it there. Sir Angelo will go there and answer that question on your behalf, maybe in the nearest future. Thank you once again. Please do not forget that my name is Queer Peter James, and that is what we maintain here. Of course, we maintain inequality. We are neutral, and we give people just as it is. Walang toothpaste, walang bago, walang iba, 100% raw. Of course, do not forget, I am your host, Queer Peter James, and with me is, once again,
Dr. Albert Madrigal.
And we are the Icon of Change, guys. See you next time. Same venue, same time. Bye, guys, and hope you have a great day.
Thank you, Dr. Base.
Thank you for the opportunity. Maraming salamat po.
God
Maraming
bless you.
salamat po.
This 2024, Zoe Broadcasting Network Incorporated celebrates 33 years of unwavering commitment to advancing God's kingdom. For over 3 decades, Zoe Broadcasting Network has transformed and uplifted lives in the Philippines and all over the world by producing and broadcasting competitive, creative, informative, and values-oriented content for the glory of God. 33 years of passionate and wholehearted love for God, selfless service, creativity, courage, integrity, excellence, and teamwork. Zoe Broadcasting Network Incorporated remains devoted to becoming the most trusted world-class multimedia network and will continue to be the light for the world and invest in it.
We rise above, we break the chains, standing tall, we lead the way. From the ashes we ignite a new tomorrow, burning bright. Through every storm, through every fight, we hold the torch, we light the night. Our voices roar, our hearts won't bend, we are the ones who will transcend. We are the icons of